Hi everyone, how are you doing today? Welcome back to my channel, Gerald Apartmentscaping. I hope you are all doing well, and I hope you are really enjoying the videos that I'm putting out on this channel. If you haven't hit subscribe yet, but you're still coming back to my channel, I hope you're willing to hit that subscribe button right now so that you keep getting, and also hit that bell button so you get notifications of videos that are coming up and that are posted so you get those notifications. Today's video is a very interesting video to me because air plants are very new to me. I've had an air plant for about a year now, and since getting that first air plant and having success with them, success with it, I have definitely expanded my air plant collection, let's call it. Let's be honest. I was very, very anxious and nervous about getting my very first air plant because I've had many people in my family and I've known many people that have not had success with air plants because there's not a lot of knowledge, at least in the area that I'm from, out there on air plants. And the information that you get whenever you buy an air plant, at least in the box stores, is not really accurate, or at least for the climates like I live in. Keep in mind, I live in New Jersey, so I live in the Northeast of the United States, and our climate here is very different than where these air plants grow in the tropics. And I'm going to typically just refer to them as air plants. I have a variety of air plants. I really don't know the names of the varieties. You can look them up. I don't know them. I don't care to know the names of the varieties because I just enjoy knowing that I have air plants and I'm successful with them, okay? So that's how I like to look at it. If you are interested in the specific variety names, Google will be your friend, but I like to keep things real on this channel. And so I'm going to talk about basic types of basic types of care for the plants that I have found to be successful in my climate. Now, keep in mind that if you live in a different climate than I do, you may have to change the types of what you're doing for your plants based on the climate and the area that you live in. So first off, what is an air plant? An air plant is a plant that only needs air to live. Now, it needs more than just air to live. It needs water as well, but you don't have to plant it in dirt. So this is the very first air plant that I ever bought. You can see that this was the original plant right here. And since I have bought it, it has bloomed and now it has an offspring coming off of it. So the basic life cycle of an air plant is that it will grow, it will bloom once, and then it will produce an offspring. Typically then you can either cut off the offspring once it gets to about 1/3 the size of the mother or the parent plant, or you can leave it on there and it becomes a cluster. I'm planning on leaving it on here to make a cluster plant. The adult plant could die. Eventually it will die, but if you take care of it well, it can maintain life for a while, but it will never bloom again. The new one will bloom, and then again, it will create an offspring of its own. It could produce more than one offspring depending upon environmental factors, the health of the plant, etc. So that is the very first air plant I've had. I bought it a year ago for Christmas. I bought a bunch of these and gifted them as Christmas presents and then kept one for myself. Now, of all the ones that I bought, I think I bought 12 plants. There's only 2 remaining. This one and this one, because I took it back from a friend because he asked me to, my coworker, so that I could rejuvenate it. Everyone else's has died. And this is why. even though I gave them care instructions, and let me tell you, I didn't know what I was doing. They're very easy to take care of if you remember to do the things that you need to do. But if you don't keep up with them, they can die very quickly. You can see this one has a lot of dried up brown leaves on it, which is telling you that the plant was not getting enough water. It was not getting enough nutrients and water, and therefore, at one point, it was about ready to die. Since I took it back, I was able to rejuvenate it, and it is starting to grow much better now. So, if you need to follow the signs that the plant is giving you, and so that if you can read the plant, you'll be able to take care of it. Other plants that I have, some different varieties, that this one had bloomed for me, and now it has a different offspring. Again, I don't know the name. Here is the offspring here that is coming. Just a different variety. I have this one that I'm excited to see what it will look like when it blooms. Another variety. And then I have this one, which actually came, when I purchased it, it already came with the offspring. Here, there. You can see the offspring right here. So, also, the main things that you have to worry about are watering. And what I like to do with my watering is about once a week, I like to deep soak it for about 4 hours in a bath of water. So I have a container, this is the glass of, or the bowl of water that I use. I just put all 5 of my air plants in this container of water. I just set the bases of the plant down into the water, and I soak them for about 4 hours. Now, most of the directions that the air plants come with when you buy them in box stores say that you should just mist them. Well, if you mist them, you really need to mist them almost every day, if not 2 or 3 times a day, or they're not going to get enough water. So that's why the directions that I have that came with the air plants, because I bought them from a store on Etsy, say to soak them for about 4 hours every week. If you miss a week, just soak them for longer. So I soak them for about 8 hours if I miss a week. Last week I was not able to soak them. That's why we're doing the video today, just because this is a perfect time for me because I'm going to show you how, because this is I'm getting ready to water them for the day, for the week. I'm going to put them in this water bath, and I'm going to water them for about 8 hours today, give or take. You also need to make sure that you don't overwater. So you don't want to put them in the water for too long, because they will start to rot. So I'm going to just set them first off, and then also, because they're only getting water doesn't have very nutrients. So I use tap water. Other people do use filtered water. I don't filter my water. I have not had any issues with using city tap water. That's your choice, your call, whatever you want to do. But I have purchased some air plant fertilizer. This is air plant fertilizer I bought from the same store that I bought all of my air plants. I'm sure you can find this anywhere on the web, on the World Wide Web. And all I do is I just take about a quarter teaspoon. And this is a little bit hard just because it's packed in here, and I don't use it all that much. And all I do is I just take about a quarter teaspoon, because you don't want to overfeed. I pop it in the water. I mix it up until the granules are absorbed into the water. And that should be enough. I don't fertilize a lot. I fertilize once, maybe every 1 or 2 months. So it's just enough to allow the plants to get the nutrients that they would need if they were living in the wild. Because keep in mind, these plants would live on the sides of trees, they would live on rock faces. Some people do mount them on wood pieces or stones or shells. I don't. I like the natural, just having them set naturally on my shelf. So it's your call, your choice, whatever you want to do. Be creative is my motto. So I've soaked, I put my fertilizer in. I have allowed I've allowed the granules to dissolve into the water. So now all I am going to do is just make sure that the base of the plant is setting down into the water. Just like that. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead, and because all of my plants fit in just perfectly, I'm going to go ahead and set all of them in. And it's funny because it's so neat to watch all of these plants, because as you put them in, you'll actually see air bubbles come to the surface because they're drinking the water up. And because they dry out as they haven't had water for a while. So right away, they start to drink the water. If you start to see brown leaves or drying leaves like the one that I showed you from my friends, that just means that you need to water more frequently. So, and I've noticed on mine, since I closed the windows up and I've turned the heat on in the house for the winter, that I've had to, because this is the first full year I've had them, I do need to water more frequently because they're drying out from the dry air of the forced air heat that I have. So I've been watering more frequently and longer during the winter months, or when the heat is on, because I've been noticing the leaves are starting to dry out more. So just read your plants. If you read your plants, you listen to them, by looking at them more frequently, you will know how to take care of them so that they don't die on you. I hope this video is helpful for you. I've had some questions about air plants. If you have any other ideas for videos, please put them in the comments below. I would love to hear from you and feed off of you for information as to what you're interested in. This is something that has really interested me, as I've never experienced air plants up until this last year. And I love watching them, and especially whenever they first start to bloom or throw out that bloom, because what I like to do is wait until they bloom themselves. I don't like to go and look online to see what the bloom is going to look like, because I want to experience it for myself. So I look forward to hearing from you. If you have not tried air plants and you go and venture into that area, if you have tried air plants and you've had successes or failures with them, please put that in the comments below. And if you have any other ideas for videos, I'd love to hear from you. Until the next video, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button for notifications, hit that thumbs up button if you like this video. Pass this channel off to your friends if they might be interested in it. And as always, don't forget to always be creative.